What's up? It's Marco back here on the Stage of Soccer channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the Sunday games from Match Week 6 of the Premier League. Timestamps are in the description if you want to get straight to your favorite team. This video I'm going to do something different. I'm just going to go by games on what I wanted to cover the most, starting with that. So I'm going to start with the Arsenal losing to Leicester 1-0 game. So starting off with Arsenal, after like a good start by both teams, Leicester had a little bit of a chance with a Madison shot from like 40 yards out, and Arsenal scored on a goal that was deemed offsides because Xhaka impeding Schmeichel. Arsenal really got into dominating the game. I feel like their defense was doing really well going forward. Tierney and Bellerin were going forward really well. David Luiz was letting passes go, and they're really doing well against the press. I thought Partey was looking good especially. It was good performance. I really felt like there was going to be a goal coming, especially with them starting Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Saka up top, but they couldn't really get any big chances going. Schmeichel did have to make a couple of saves, but nothing that was like really you expected them to score off of. And then things really started to change for them in the second half. David Luiz got injured, and that was a tough injury for him. He's been actually playing pretty well this year, and he's been in form. Like I said, his passing was great, and they had to bring on Mustafi. While he didn't do poorly defensively, I felt like their ability to beat the press really went down when Mustafi came on in place of Luiz. And on top of that, you could really start to see the lack of attacking creativity in the second half. Ceballos and Xhaka both really didn't do too much today. In fact, Xhaka let Under go for that goal. And Lacazette, I think the way I described it is he almost looked dangerous. He got a goal that was rolled off sides. He was making some chances, but never anything really dangerous. Maybe Pepe should have been brought on earlier. He was looking pretty good when he came on, but just a really flat performance by Aubameyang and Saka today. Maybe they were a bit tired because they had that Thursday night game, but so did Leicester. They certainly played well. So on to Leicester, and honestly, this might have been a tactical masterclass by Brendan Rodgers. I'm not sure. So at the beginning of the game, they really couldn't get a hold onto it. They weren't able to attack well at all. Madison was having a couple 40-yard shots, but that's about it. And I was thinking at halftime, without a sub, they're probably going to lose, and they're not going to be able to score unless there's a huge mistake. But then Vardy came on, and things started to make sense. Madison taking all those shots, maybe that was done to keep Leno honest, to try to keep him from going out in goal a lot, and maybe, just maybe, that helped Under get onto that ball and get a goal. When Vardy came on, Leicester really started to get into the game. Barnes was looking good when he finally got out wide. It was only for 10 minutes, but he did more in those 10 minutes than he did throughout the entire game. So after doing that for a bit, Under came on, and Tielemans played another great ball from him. His passing's been great this year. He played a great ball through to Under, who had a really nice unselfish assist to Vardy, and Leicester were able to take the lead. And aside from that, they were able to defend throughout the game. So Fofana and Evans were doing well. Fuchs, I don't think he's the best at center back, but he did well today. I think that it's not a long-term thing. I don't think he'd pull off this performance week in and week out, but he did do well today. Justin was defending well. Castagna had another decent game. I thought that Pratt was a bit of a negative, but Madison, probably an average game for him, but great performance by Leicester, and they have to be excited with that win. Now on to Everton. Oh, and man of the match for this game, I probably have to give it to Vardy. The game just changed so much when he came on. You have to give it to him for that. So Everton lost to Southampton. 2-0 win for Southampton. Everton, it was probably their worst game of the year. I feel like you should give some consideration to the injuries they're dealing with, because Iwobi and Godfrey were pretty big downgrades on Seamus Coleman and Richarlison. I don't think Richarlison's had been having the greatest year, but he's a threat that you have to respect at all times because of his athleticism and his ability to score. But when you had Iwobi there, man, that guy, he reminds me of Danilo. He is on so many teams that he shouldn't be on. He's probably a championship level player, but he's on Arsenal, he's on Everton. He'll probably end up in Milan or something after this, but not a great game by him. He got subbed off at halftime. I think Lucas Digne had probably his worst game of the year, even before he got the red card, but he was playing pretty poorly today. He had, there were like 10 minutes right before the red card where he's finally getting into the game, but not a good performance at all. I think the midfield was also a lot worse today. Allen was playing all right. Decore, he was defending all right. I feel like it has to be on Gylfi Sigurdsson being in there. And it sucked because when they went down, they couldn't sub him off because he's a pretty creative player, and you don't want to bring on Andre Gomes in that situation. So I think if this team was a bit healthier, maybe the game could have gone differently, but it really wasn't, and pretty poor result by Everton. They're going to have to respond if they want to stay in this title race and top 4 race. So for Southampton, it was a great game by them. I think a lot of the positives are down to Danny Ings. He was showing a lot of creativity. He had 2 assists on the game, one into Ward-Prowse and one off a cross. And the midfield was doing very well as well. James Ward-Prowse and Romeo were really helping them get a lot of possession. Great game by those two. Ryan Bertrand was looking very dangerous down the left. Shea Adams, he's continuing his form. I think that he had a pretty slow start to the year, but he's really getting into the game now. He played really well. He deserved that goal. And they're really dealing with the press well. It was a great performance all around by Southampton, probably their best of the year. You want to say that Nathan Redmond probably didn't perform the best. Haven't been that impressed with him this year. I was really hoping that he'd be a big part of the Southampton team taking a step forward, but he hasn't been that great. So, great result by Southampton. Picking a man of the match is tough between Danny Ings and James Ward-Prowse, but I think I have to go with James Ward-Prowse. Their midfield was very good today. He got them a goal. He was playing really creatively. Great job by him. So last game today I'm going to talk about is Wolves drawing Newcastle 1-1, and this, you can take some positives away from this game if you're Wolves, and definitely if you're Newcastle, but I think you probably have to be a bit disappointed with how it went. So I think that Wolves started off the game a lot better than they normally do. I think it's well known right now they're a second half team, but they got off to a pretty good start. They were looking a little bit dangerous. Podence and Neto were looking a bit lively, but nothing really that dangerous, I guess. I think that what they were missing before Traore went on was somebody who would really go on and take a risk, be a little bit reckless and brave. I feel like everybody was too afraid of losing the ball, and I mean, I can understand that because it is kind of tough to break into that team right now. They've got a lot of depth, especially in Podence and Neto and Dendonker's positions, but they weren't really willing to take a risk. And once Traore came on, they got elevated a bit, and I think that they should really keep playing Traore because of that. He's just so dangerous whenever he comes on. And after he came on, things went well. Wolves were looking a lot better, and Jimenez came up with a really nice goal. That's the second straight week where he came out with a goal out of nowhere, and you gotta love that out of your striker. Though they did defend well throughout the game. I believe it was Cody. He gave away a free kick to Wilson. You did kind of know that he'd struggle with his pace, but they gave away the free kick at the edge of the box. Murphy put that in, and I think Roy Patricio is going to be disappointed he didn't save that. Overall, it was a result that Wolves probably, they definitely could have been better. It could have gone worse, but they have to be disappointed with this game. So for Newcastle, really not too much to say. They defended a lot of the game. Murphy was looking pretty good. I thought that he obviously got the goal, but even before that, he was probably their most dangerous player. He was really trying to make things happen for this Newcastle team, and you'd normally expect that out of St. Maximin, but he kind of had a quiet game. But yeah, he was definitely the best player on the field. Almiron was playing very well as well, and they were defending pretty well too. Lascelles got hurt. That's obviously got to be disappointing for them. Hopefully he's able to get healthy for this Newcastle team, but yeah, not too much going. Then Murphy was able to come up with that free kick goal, and Newcastle were able to sneak a point away. And this is something that's going to be good for this Newcastle team because they knew that they'd probably struggle to get points this year, and they were able to win one late at the end against Tottenham. They were able to get some late points here, and if they keep doing that, this is a team that'll probably stay up, and that's really got to be the goal for Newcastle this year. So good result by them. Wolves, they got to play better. Taking man of the match, I think it's got to be Murphy for this one, and I'm saying Murphy because I just forgot which twin he was. He's one of those Norwich twins. I can't remember if he's Josh or Jacob right now, but great game by Murphy. Can't remember which one. But good job by him, man of the match. I'll remember his name next time, but yeah. Great result. It was a really fun day today. That's about all I've talked about. I'll see you.